We all depend on water and use it every day from when we wake up until we go to bed. Humans can only survive for 3 days without water, so it's convenient that it's delivered right to our taps without a second thought. But how does that water get there, and how do we know it's safe to drink? For many of us, there's a team of engineers, operators, and other professionals working every day to keep that water flowing. Let's look into what these professionals do every day and how they impact us. Today, we're talking about water engineering. In short, water engineers help provide clean water for human use and then help clean it again after humans have used it so it doesn't pollute the environment. Many of you are probably familiar with the water cycle, where water falls as rain or snow, flows down rivers into lakes and into the ocean, and then evaporation starts the whole process over again. Water engineers help pull that water out for human use, then put it back again without harming the environment. It's really just a brief diversion of the natural water cycle. There's several steps in this process, with specialized engineers and other professionals working at each step along the way. Let's briefly look at each of these steps to see how it all comes together. The first step in providing clean water starts by withdrawing water from a lake, river, or groundwater source and treating it to remove organic matter and other harmful materials. Using a clean source of water makes the treatment process easier and less expensive, but this isn't always possible with water shortages occurring more often these days. Droughts and growing populations mean that water engineers have to look for new ways to meet demands and are using technologies such as desalination to provide clean drinking water. Water agencies can also meet demands for things such as irrigation and industrial cooling by reusing water with technologies such as ultraviolet light, or UV, and microfiltration. The next step involves distribution of the clean water through pipe networks from the treatment plant to storage tanks and ultimately to your home and office. Depending on the terrain in an area, this may involve pumps to get over hills and booster stations to maintain a minimum pressure at the faucet. Once it reaches your home or office and the water is consumed and used, the dirty water goes down the drain through another series of pipes and pumps so it can be treated again. These pipes are called sewers, and once it's dirty, the water is typically called wastewater. However, this phrase is a bit of a misnomer because we really can't afford to waste that water anymore. In some instances, industrial or agricultural facilities may also discharge to the sewer system. If that's the case, these facilities usually have a pre-treatment process to remove highly concentrated substances such as chemicals or metals. The final step in most areas brings the used water to another treatment plant, often called a wastewater treatment plant. These facilities are similar to water treatment plants, but have slightly different technologies to deal with the additional solids in the water. Once this wastewater is cleaned up, it's discharged back into rivers or the ocean, and the water cycle starts all over again. Eventually, some of that water makes its way back to the source, so it's important that humans keep the environment clean. There's a whole bunch of professionals working at every step along the way, and many of them are specifically focused on monitoring water quality for safe human consumption. I'll talk about this and many of the other topics we introduced today in future episodes. Please leave comments or questions below, and I'll be sure to address those in future content. Thanks so much for watching.